How's it going, everyone? My name is Coach Gingy, and in today's Rocket League lesson, we will learn why you're constantly losing your 50-50 challenges while trying to rank up. Your 50s aren't unlucky. Let's talk about how to improve that. Before we get started, we need to get our hands warmed up. I want you to find the training pack Green Belt 3rd Stripe by Air Charged Gaming. The code will appear on your screen now. For this warm-up, I want you to go for the ball as if it were a kickoff with an opponent on the other side. Focus on where and how you make contact with the ball, as this will be important later on. No need to worry about scoring the ball for today's warm-up. Complete this training pack a minimum of 3 times before moving on with today's lesson. Perfect. Now let's jump into why your 50s are losing you games. If you aren't familiar with what a 50-50 is or how to perform one, I recommend checking out my video on the low 50 before continuing, as this covers the prerequisites required for today's lesson. As mentioned previously, you want to hit the ball as close to the center point as possible. However, that isn't the only factor to consider. The center point of the ball is extremely subjective to where you're coming from and where your opponent is positioned. For example, this standard kickoff position is a straight line, allowing the center of the ball to be exactly where you'd expect it. The center points will be highlighted in red. For our next example, let's assume we have a corner kickoff where both cars drive a straight line for the ball. The center point has now shifted to be between our 2 cars. Let's go one step further and analyze a real game situation. Let's assume you, the blue car, decide to take the corner kickoff in a straight line. Your opponent, the orange car, decides to attack the kickoff from a more central position, naturally defending more of his net. With this positioning, your opponent will naturally have the advantage of space due to their stronger kickoff, forcing the ball onto your half of the field, making you lose the kickoff. So you understand the logic behind a strong 50, but let's discuss how to actually win a 50. There are 3 concepts to master to win more 50s. Number 1, space yourself a little less than a car's length away from the ball when making the challenge. By spacing yourself a little behind the ball, you're forcing your opponent to hit the ball into you, allowing you to block their touch if you properly follow the next 2 steps. Number 2, flip in the direction that your opponent is trying to hit the ball. If you are towards the right side of the field, for example, the opponent will most likely try and hit the ball towards your net. In this case, with proper spacing, the opponent will hit the ball into you while you're flipping to your left, stopping the ball on your car and sending your opponent flying. Number 3, get the final touch on the ball to win the 50. Once your opponent takes the challenge, they should be out of the play for a few seconds, leaving only you, the ball, and the enemy net. Try not to miss because these open nets are the hardest shots in the game. So let's get this straight. You feel confident in your kickoff capabilities and want to dominate some opponents. Well, most likely you're going to be the one getting dominated for a while, but that's okay. There's only one true way to actively improve your kickoffs, and that's queuing ones. I get it. Casual 1v1 is subjectively the least fun game mode to play. It does offer a huge benefit compared to other game modes though. Since 1v1s are typically high-scoring games, that means more kickoffs, which in turn means more opportunities to take 50s. Alongside, the entire game mode revolves around taking 50-50 challenges, since you are the only one stopping yourself from getting scored on. I'm not going to ask you to track every single 50-50 you take. However, I do challenge you to win a minimum of 50% of your kickoffs for 5 to 10 games. I hope this Rocket League lesson on 50-50 challenges was beneficial for all of you. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me on Discord at Majestic Gingy. My name's Coach Gingy, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again soon. Peace out, everybody.